What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Review. This will be an audio review version of it until I'll start doing a lot of catching up to doing, where it tends to everything down and falling far from behind of All Elite Wrestling. But the show I'm going to be reviewing is to give you AEW Dark Elevation results from April 19th, 2021 at Daily's Place in Jacksonville, Florida. Your commentators were Tony Schiavone and Paul White. So, without any further ado, let's just get right into it, folks. As the opening match we get to was the Hangman, Adam Page. And let me just try to remember who he wrestled. Let me see. Where's it name? Okay. Spencer Slade. In the match, I thought it was decent. In the end, it was obviously the Hangman and the Page going over, as always. But yeah. After the match, though, he was, serving, drinking beer, and know what to say. So, that's, it's Hangman Page once again, doing cowboy shit. And he gets a beer to Rick Knox, who was a referee of the match too. So, just want to put that out. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, being accompanied by Rebel, Reba, whatever you want to call her by. Going up against Tesha Price. And match itself was pretty decent. And obviously, Britt Baker wins because she's one that's being heavily pushed. Don't know what they're doing with Tesha Price moving forward for AEW. I don't know if she's gonna be officially signed with AEW. But she feels very comfortable wrestling for AEW and everything, and I love her gimmick. I love that she's a psycho chick, and she looks good and all, and I like her. She's very really out there. So, and I love it. But nothing to say. Jay Lennon and Madden Black, Madness Black, Madness Black, I think that's what they call, versus Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Nothing to say about the match. It was all about, it was basically like a clown show in a way, but Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Jurassic Express won. Nothing to say about the match. The Hybrid 2, and Hanigo and Jack Evans versus Very Morales and Andre Montanyan, I think. Montoya? Yeah, Montoya. Yeah, Andre Montoya. Excuse me. Matches up was decent, with obviously the Hybrid 2 winning, and no more to say. We get to another edition of Showcase with Paul White interviewing the Acclaimed, Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. They talk about their journey in AEW. Has been great as they have risen to one of the top tag teams in AEW, and they have, in my point of view, they have. Anthony Bowens talks about his 8-year journey in pro wrestling, especially as part of the LGBTQ community, which I had no idea he was, because he's actually gay. He's openly gay. And good for him. I'm happy for him. He's got a YouTube channel too, by the way. Him and his boyfriend. His boyfriend, by the way, is I think he's a transgender or something like that. But more power to them. And I'm happy for those two. Well, Paul White asks the Acclaim what's next for them. Bowens talks about his commercial success, and he puts over Max Caster, saying that the sky's the limit for the both of them. And there you go. The Acclaimed has arrived. So there you go. Yeah, it was good. It was pretty good. You start to get a little, get to know more of who the Acclaimed are a little bit. So that's good. And that's what the showcase is about on AEW Dark Elevations. But there was more too, by the way, on here, by the way, folks. I thought we were done here. I've heard there's more here. But Paul asked Anthony Bowens about his injury update. and he said he's been dealing with a torn meniscus since November, and he promised to be back. Which he's been back already, but which again I'm way behind for this, folks. But the Acclaim will rise to where they need to be. Maskcaster says he's not only a world class athlete, but he also is a world class rapper, which he's been claimed to be doing a lot of that, and he's very good at it, better than Cena. Fuck John Cena, by the way. Someone needs to wipe his ass out. Anthony Bowens notes that he and Caster were a tag team in the Indies, which is I had no idea that either. But the idea came across from Tony Khan, where how critically acclaimed they both are. So that's basically Tony Khan's idea for them to be a tag team in the first place, and that's how they became the Acclaimed. Paul wishes the Acclaimed best of luck, know that. Wishing them the best, know that. And as the Acclaim says that they have more to say, and they started doing a group, and they started doing a group hug, and they give a smile and a thumbs up and all that. After this, I'm like, with the Acclaimed doing this whole thing, they've been portraying here as the baby faces here more than being heels now. But as we've seen weeks later, they're still a heel, so I don't know. But I guess eventually they will become faces later on down the line. So we'll see how that turns out. But it was a good interview though. You get to learn more about who the Acclaim are of Anthony Bowens and Maskcaster. So, and I like this. I like this tag team. This tag team is definitely gonna be going places. I can see them becoming a future tag team champions in the AEW. Mike Magnus and Stone Rockwell. This guy, I hate this guy. And a guy he's on the match against Team Taz, which is Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, because Stone Rockwell guy's asking, and I was more happy with that. But yeah, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Team Taz won. There you go. Abaddon. I don't remember who she wrestled. She wrestled against. What's her name? Let me see. What's her name? I know it's her name was her last name is Blue, but I think it was Sky Blue, something like that. It's weird. Her name's not appearing here. All see is her last name. But she went up against Abaddon, and obviously where this was going with Abaddon. Abaddon wins. She won. So match stuff, it was alright for what it was. It was an Abaddon match, so there's not much to expect about Abaddon's matches other than her getting squash wins. Orange Cassidy defeated Prince Kai. Did I say his name? Oh, this match was short. It was a squash. So not much to say about the match. Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn with Matt Hardy at ringside versus the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and Colt Cabana with -1 at ringside. Match happens. It was pretty decent with not best friends. that's not the next match. Until the Dark Order won the match, and yeah, like I said, it was a very good match, and there was a lot of cheating involving too with Matt Hardy too, so obviously, but it failed at the end of the day. Thunder Rosa versus Shauna Reed, and match itself was pretty decent. Thunder Rosa, obviously she won, so. Best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent being committed by Orange Cassidy versus Hayden Backlund and Kit. Trying to remember how you say the last name. Sackett? Kit Sackett. I think that's how you say it. As far as Hayden Backlund, I'm trying to remember if he's if there's any relations of him being the son of Bob Backlund. if Bob Backlund has a son, though. Let me just check him out right now, folks. Before we move on. Okay, never mind. Bob Backlund does not have a son. He actually has a daughter. So that's not. There's no relations of Hayden Backlund with Bob Backlund. So, but yeah. Nevertheless, best friends versus Hayden and Kit was a decent match with obviously best friends winning. And then they hugged because best friends and Orange Cassidy meant to say they hugged because you got to get the people what they want. Unfortunately, no, Excalibur saying it on commentary because he was on commentary. It was Paul White and Tony Schiavone who Tony Schiavone did it for Excalibur meant to say. I don't remember if I said Cassidy was not that. I don't know. But whatever. I digress. Vicky Guerrero comes out to interrupt the introduction that Justin Roberts was going to do, because Vicky Guerrero was going to do it for Nyla Rose. So she introduced Nyla Rose and her useless, worthless tag team partner that basically Vicky Guerrero. That's basically what Vicky Guerrero was saying to everyone, was telling everyone that she is a useless partner of Nyla Rose, which is Maddie Rankowski. And basically, they were just treating her like dog shit. And they went up against Layla Hirsch and Ryo Nishunami, and the match itself was pretty decent. And the tag team didn't last long because Rankowski wanted to get a tag in, and because of that, Nyla Rose offended that, tagging her meanly, and then recklessly throws her in there. And so Rankowski was trying to get some momentum, but she has some gain some momentum for a short period of time, and she has a nice X factor, it's getting better at this point, and that's nothing too. Well, actually, that'll be for another time, but so yeah, now Rose after treating her badly and all that, and tag her in the way that she tagged her in and put her in the ring in the way she did, she left with Vicky Guerrero, basically leaving Rankowski high and dry. So obviously, what the result was. Layla Hirsch and Ryo Nishunami won. So much for that. Aaron Solo with Nick Comoroto and QT Marshall versus Austin Gunn with Colton Gunn at ringside. And the match I thought was decent, with Austin Gunn winning the win. And what's that say about Aaron Solo in AEW? I don't know. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky versus Carly Bravo and Dean Alexander. And the match I thought was pretty decent, and obviously Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky won. Oh, by the way, after the match, Ethan Page hits the Eagle's Edge to Bravo. So basically, and more insult to injuries. Dasha Gonzalez interviews Austin Gunn. Retains to Austin Gunn saying that family means everything. QT Marshall may believe that before, but QT Marshall has torn his family apart. So is the feud far from over? Billy Gunn also comes in. He interrupts and says and says excuses his son away. And basically he wants to finish it for him, and then saying that that the QT Marshall basically before Billy was going to finish his sentence for Austin Gunn, QT Marshall walks in and says that their boys that they're like boys of their own. Billy was anger with the comment that QT Marshall made, and then you have lost the right to say that again to me and to and pertains to his kids and all that. And QT Marshall also isn't hearing any of it, and he starts and then also he just punches Billy Gunn, and says to that was that too far, Billy? And then he walks away, and the Billy Gunn was swearing and frustrated and all that. So that's gonna lead to a match that they're gonna do for Dynamite. So there you go. the next match was, let's see. The next match was, Dane Limelight. Well, first of all, Dan Limelight and Nakazawa start things off first. It's basically it was Dan Limelight teamed up with the Saito brothers, Matt and Mike, taking on Kenny Omega and Takashita. In a 6-man tag team match, and match itself was pretty good. A lot of good spots in the match. From both sides, by the way. Minus Nakazawa. Nakazawa really was not really that impressive. The other 5 men were obviously in which probably again Kenny Omega, Konosuke, Takeshita, Matt Sardell, Mike Sardell, and Dane Limelight. So they had me another day. And Nakazawa was not really doing much of it. I mean, he was doing some things that were annoying me, but in the end, it was the heels who getting the win. It was basically Takeshita with the German with the gutbuster, then a German suplex for the win onto. I'm assuming it was onto Dane Limelight, if I'm not mistaken. Either it was to Dane Limelight or it was to Mike Sydal. So either way, Omega, Takeshita, and Nakazawa got the win. And that was the main event, and that will conclude your AEW Dark Elevation results. Which, by the way, I'm assuming this was episode 5. No, actually, it's episode 6. Episode 6 of AEW Dark Elevations. 14 matches were the amount of wrestling in total. And my overall rating for the show for AEW Dark Elevations, episode 6, I'm gonna give this show 7 out of 10 from, I believe, the date, April 19th, 2021. And with that being said, folks, thank you for watching. I'm gonna end it right here because I'm way behind. I need to catch up to do, so take care. Take care.